the road back home for me begins at sea. It's more than 50 years since my family lived here, but coming to Rottnest Island always feels like home. My parents, John and Nora Murphy, came here to manage the pub not long after they were married. My brother Wayne and I were the first of their 4 kids, and we enjoyed an idyllic childhood. Life was simple back then. Santa used to arrive by boat, and one year he looked suspiciously like my father. This is Dad today, going strong at 88. Before he worked in the hotel game, he was a soldier, first in the Irish Army and then as a volunteer for the Australian forces in Korea. He came to Rottnest in 1959.
Holiday time was nice because you were busy. But once the holidays was over in those days, in the late 50s and the early 60s, the only people who were on the island were residents. And they found it very hard to find something to do. If you like fishing, that was okay. But
John was a keen golfer and helped build the island course in 1962.
Nice one.
the whole population of the island, there were people who were business people and the people who worked for the board, they all helped, so it was pretty good. It was a big project, 9 holes on a place like this, no water.
Mum and Dad may have been landlubbers on Rottnest, but their kids took to the sea like fish. The ocean is my passion, and Rottnest's wild waves, my longest love affair. These are the song lines of my youth. From about the age of 13, I used to come back to Rottnest every school holidays, and this place here was the big attraction, Strickland Bay. Even now, I can feel the adrenaline, the excitement. The lineup out there is a little bit contrary, but hopefully there'll be 1 or 2 waves for an old fella. For the last 17 years, I've been swimming to Rottnest in what's become the biggest ocean race in the world. The Rottnest Channel Swim is a near 20-kilometre race, and I do it with my oldest mates. We're a relay team of 4, but it takes many more hands to make the crossing. Getting fit and competing is great fun, but for us, it's more a celebration of our enduring friendship.
Well done, 6 hours, 50 minutes and 21 minutes.
Rottnest attracts about 500,000 visitors a year, and many are probably unaware of its Aboriginal history. 4,000 men and boys from more than 50 tribal groups were brought here in chains in the 19th century, often for crimes they didn't understand. In 1987, working for the West Australian newspaper, I revealed the island's tent land was on top of an unmarked grave with up to 400 bodies. It was discovered years earlier by workmen, but the authorities had kept this quiet.
We claim this land back, Rottnest Island.
It took another 20 years before tent land was closed down, and now, another 10 years on, the island is still struggling with how to define its past. Len Collard is a Whadjuk Noongar elder and Professor of Aboriginal Studies at the University of Western Australia. He's done a lot to educate West Australians about the Aboriginal connection to Wodjimup, as it's been known for millennia. But he's impatient about recognition of what is thought to be the largest black deaths in custody site anywhere in Australia.
So the big bolt would bang across and, get in there, you heathens. Australia's got to tell the truth. How are we ever going to work out how to be a nation when we keep lying and deceiving each other?
Next year, the island resort lease expires, and the old prison quad will no longer be used as hotel accommodation. Tenders have now been called for a memorial on the burial site. It'll be an important step for reconciliation. Hopefully, recognising our shared history honestly can become part of the Rottnest experience, and add to its unique place as a world-class nature reserve. You don't have to ride far out of the settlement at Rottnest to find some solitude. It's one of the things I love about this place. It's a genuine wilderness experience. It's wild, it's windswept, it's got a real rugged beauty. Not everyone shares that view though. The former Beatle Paul McCartney visited here in the 1970s and he called it the rottenest island he'd ever been to. Well, to me, it's my favourite place in the world and the most beautiful place for me.